Well, Happy New Year, pro wrestling fans, and a little sip of coffee for you. I want to address all the moderators in the pro wrestling groups, and I want to ask you for a favor. Um, it's been a big year for pro wrestling debate. Uh, Once again, the continuing saga of the WWE in Saudi Arabia, AEW coming to the forefront. And one of the things that Mike Messier, your buddy, Angry Wrestling Fan, some know me as I've really tried to implore people to spend less time watching bad wrestling. And that could be anything that you see it as. A lot of people watch, Monday Night Raw, for example, was a big sticking point for me. And I'm taking my glasses off because I'm serious here. I feel like I wasted a lot of years off my life. I mean, if you take 3 hours times once a week and then 2 hours before that for years and years, and just how many times have we watched Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton, or a John Cena promo that went on for 20 minutes, or Stephanie McMahon with a big announcement that was nothing, or the general anonymous Raw general manager. If you take our life and you say, how much time do we waste watching wrestling? Bad wrestling, that is. Not good Ole Anderson versus Big Bubba Rogers at the Crockett Cup 87, or Steamboat and Flair, or anything like that, but bad, crappy, boring wrestling promos. And so I'm getting myself worked up now. I'm not trying to do that. So basically, this past year, it's been a continuation of 2018 and even what started in 2017. Me imploring the fans to be more critical in their thinking. I think some people have done that. I mean, I've seen a lot of people. A guy named Jay Araste is even admitting that he was wrong about the Rusev Lashley Lana storyline and how he can't defend it anymore. I mean, people who have gone toe to toe with me, okay, trying to defend some of this stuff, are now admitting fault and admitting that I was right. So I appreciate their admittance. I mean, maybe they don't admit it blatantly, but they admit it. I see a character in one of these wrestling groups who calls himself the general or the dictator or the tyrannist or something. And he's very anti AEW. He's very pro NWA, which I find interesting. I find it interesting that people are finding some of these, third, fourth rung wrestling promotions like the rebirth of the NWA, and they're championing it. They're being critical in their thinking. Now I have a challenge for myself. You see, as a pro wrestling expert and someone who's been recently brought into the fold for my friend Angelo's and Jeff's Wrestling with the Future podcast, I do know that I have a wealth of knowledge and expertise in pro wrestling. I can talk wrestling all day, but a lot of people can talk wrestling all day. Some of those people that can talk wrestling all day, whether it's the Brian Alvarez's or the Dave Meltzers, they don't have talent beyond talking about wrestling, okay? I do. I'm a filmmaker. I've just won my 31st film award, and my life is just bigger than talking about pro wrestling. And if you really want to get down to it, when you say, Mike, why didn't you get hired by the WWE? Well, maybe that was the big man upstairs' plan, that I'm just too good to waste my talents on wrestling. And furthermore, I've decided that for 2020, looking on even January 1st, I'm looking at all these comments about the Lana Lashley wedding and all these things about wrestling. And I'm just like, you know what? My work here is done. The people that I have reached, the people that I have challenged to question themselves for pro wrestling, the people that are being more critical in their thinking, they've learned to challenge the system. They've opened up a bit, partially because of me, probably a great deal because of me. But I can't live the rest of my life trying to help the rest of you. The rest of you that are enslaved to watching hours upon hours of wrestling, thinking that they're going to change the company for the better, thinking they're going to care about the fans. I can't help the rest of you. For those that have been helped, if you want to help others, if you want to pay it forward, share my old videos, make your own comments, share the passion that is Mike Messier. I am the guy with a stack of AA brochures going into the local watering hole and trying to help people. But a lot of my help is not being appreciated. A lot of my help is criticized, or it's just helping people that are beyond help. Some, the aforementioned, have paid respect, paid. Had Andy Miller, I think, is a guy who, admitted that we're living vicariously because he posted something about, Charlotte and Andre getting engaged just today. And I said, hey, aren't we all living vicariously through these people? I mean, Charlotte and Andre don't give a fuck about us. They're not saying, oh, Andy Miller and Mike Messier are discussing wrestling on Facebook. They don't give a flying fuck. So this is serious shit. I'm done wasting my time. I haven't watched, I didn't watch TLC pay-per-view. I didn't watch any Raw since then. I watched some guy bootlegged The Wedding on YouTube. I watched that. I watched highlights of Corbin versus Roman Reigns from TLC. That's about it for WWE. AEW, look, I could have been in Jacksonville tonight at that show, okay, the Wednesday night show in Jacksonville, but I had a friend who needs a favor. A friend of mine's getting a medical surgery, and I'm helping him with his family and his situation with that, because that's the type of person I am. I'm willing to put my own friends above being a fanboy fuck for any AEW or any promotion, okay? So the reality is I'm coming down to earth. I'm reaching out my giant hand to you people, but I'm asking a favor to some of these wrestling group moderators, and the favor is this. I need you to kick me out of your group. I need you to banish me, because I don't have the strength. I mean, you might just say, well, Mike, just leave the group. I don't have the personal strength to leave and not come back later and try to post and try to comment and try to win people over to my side of thinking. I don't have it in me. It's an addiction. The addiction that I have to help other people break the wrestling habit. It's like a saint. I don't have it in me to stay away and not try to convince people to do something better with their lives because I'm so generous. So I'm asking you moderators, you admins, you see this video, you hear my words, and you say, this guy is coming to us for help. He's asking us to remove him from this wrestling group. I'm talking about the Shane McKenna wrestling fans. I'm thinking about Frank and Jimmy and their endless debate in the One Wrestling Network. I'm talking about wrestling old school through the new school. Shaggy's wrestling group, Wrestle Talk. No DQ is a good one. And these groups, see, the thing is, I care. I care about the people in these groups. I care that you guys are wasting your goddamn lives. Okay? So the thing is, I'm asking you politely, take me out. Put a bullet in my head. Metaphorically, okay? Don't really kill me, but put a bullet in my addiction to this wrestling shit. Because what I'm realizing is it's not just the actual wrestling on TV, it's the conversation, the dialogue, the back and forth between fans and trying to convince each other of things. It's a time waster, it's consuming time, my time. And, look, I don't know where everybody else is coming from. If you have a life where you have a wife and a bunch of kids you don't like, and watching wrestling and going on the Facebook forums is the only escape you have, well, God bless your goddamn soul. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not in that situation. All I can do is speak for myself. I'm wasting my time at this point. I've said what I've had to say. The people that have listened. Some have been convinced. But if you have any soul in your system, to the admins of these wrestling groups, or to anyone who's watching this video, tell the admins, Mike Messier, angry wrestling fan, is moving on. He wants out. So please, kick me out of the group and don't let me come back. MikeMessier.com. If you need to check in with me, if the wrestling fans care what I have to say, you can always go to MikeMessier.com. I'm sure I'll be doing wrestling podcasts in the future at some point, but I just need a break, and I need you guys to help me and kick me out of your wrestling groups so I can just move on with my life. Thank you.